this is one of the most famous tourist attractions in Beijing, the Temple of Heaven. The architectures in the Temple of Heaven have two themes. One is heaven, which is represented by a circle wall of the round buildings. Another is earth, which is represented by square wall or square buildings. So ancient Chinese people believed the heaven is round and the earth is square. So that's why the architectures here have two themes, heaven and earth, square and circle. On the 8th day of the first lunar month, the emperor would come here to pray for good harvest. During the summer solstice, the emperor came to pray for rain. And during the winter solstice, the emperors would come here to give a thanks for the good harvest and the rain. So usually they would come 3 times a year. When the emperor came, he would stay here for 3 days. And the first 2 days he would fast, because there was a fasting chamber in the temple in this place. And he would fast for 2 days, and he could not eat any meat. He could not stay with his concubines. And the last day, the 3rd day in the morning, he would get up very early and change his clothes and get ready for the worshiping ceremony. And the emperor would be carried from the fasting chamber to the circular mound altar where they worshipped and prayed. We are now at the south gate. And the tour today will first take us to the circular mound altar where the emperor exactly worshipped. And then we are going to walk to the imperial vault of heaven, where the people put the tablets of different gods. This is really a big park in the city, and because there are many beautiful trees and green grass, so many local people would like to come here to do morning exercise like Tai Chi or dancing or all kinds of exercise. And some elderly people also would walk their birds in this park. And of course, people would like to practice their calligraphy on the ground also. Here we are at the circular mound altar with emperors worshipped. This is just 3-tiered terraces made of marble stone, and around this circular mound altar there are 2 walls. One is a circle wall, the inner one is a circle wall, and the outer wall is a square wall. The steps leading up to each terrace are 9. We are now standing on the top of the circular mound altar where the emperors prayed. In the Ming and Qing dynasty, this spot was considered the place where the people can talk to the heaven. Those are the buildings stand on the central axis of this temple.
Bye.
The round building in front is called the Imperial Vault of Heaven. And this area is well known of the Echo Wall. In this building, there were some tablets of different natural phenomena, like the tablets of God of Heaven, the tablets of God of Wind, the tablets of God of Lightning. So this is the Echo Wall. After the Echo Wall, we're going to walk along the Danbi Bridge, which means the red stairway bridge to the highlight of the temple, the Hall of Prayer for Good Harvest. And then we are going to turn over east, walk along the long corridor. You can see many elderly people playing games over there, like playing cards or Chinese chess. And then we are going to get out of the temple through the eastern gate. Alright, this is a very old tree called Nine Dragon Juniper. It's about 500 years. It's called Nine Dragon because looks like some dragon whirling together. Seems more than one, but number 9 was very important, so they call it Nine Dragon Juniper. Okay, now we are walking on the 360 meter long red stairway bridge. In ancient China, this was considered the way to the heaven. It's called the stairway because the end of this way is 2 meters higher than the starting point. We are standing in the central axis. That is a stone ox, represent the sacrificial animals. The 28 pillars, the pillars formed 3 circles. The first circle have four pillars, which represented the 4 seasons of the year. Another circle have 12 pillars, which represented the 12 months of the year. And the third circle have another 12, which stand for the division between day and night. This is a long corridor where the local people come here to play together with their friends. Sometimes they play cards and they play Chinese chess. And some people like to play the Chinese musical instruments, especially the typical instruments for backing opera. And that is called harp in Chinese. It's a kind of 2-string fiddle.
1, 2, 3. So it means 3 years old. Yeah, just like trees, 1 ring means 1 year. But 3 years is still too young. We made a jewelry only those more than 6 years old for them, because the pearls inside are very bigger, very shiny. Those under 6 years old just put for powder and for cream. Yeah. Okay, now here, would you mind to guess how many pearls inside?
How many?
Yeah.
None.
None?
Oh my god.
You can say. Maybe about 40. Yeah, and different colors. You can see it's purple, white, and pink. Yeah, sometimes we can see the black. Different colors. Okay, now here I want to show you how to distinguish which is the real and which is the fake. Usually we just take 2 pearls and then rub them together. If you feel a little bit rough, those are real. If smooth, those are fake. Yeah.
Okay, here we are in the Lama Temple, and this is actually the biggest Tibetan Buddhism temple in Beijing. The Lama Temple was actually built in 1694 by the second Qing Emperor Kangxi, and Qianlong decided to have this palatial palace converted to a Lama temple because he just wanted to unify the whole country. Unify the Tibet. So that's why he decided to convert this palatial palace into a Lama temple. So there were many lamas during the Qing dynasty. Nowadays, this is not only a tourist attraction but also a functional temple. There's still many people come here to pray every day. They come here to pray. The Buddhists will come here to pray, and they would like to burn incense and then pray in front of each Buddhas. So there are many Buddhas here. The first building in the Lama Temple is called the Buddha Maitreya's Shrine, and because the future Buddha or the Big Belly Buddha is sitting in the middle of this building. The Big Belly Buddha is also called Laughing Buddha or smiling Buddha, because he always smiles. So along the central axis of the Lama Temple, there were altogether 5 main buildings, and at the last one, the last one is called the Hall of 10,000 Happiness, because there were about 10,000 big and small Buddhas inside that building. People believe that the wheel of law is filled with Buddhism scriptures. So if you turn it one revolution, it means you've learned the Buddhism scriptures once. So usually you can see the lamas turn it every day to learn the Buddhism scriptures. Okay, here we are in the Confucius Temple, and that's the statue of Confucius. Confucius is considered the greatest philosopher in Chinese history, and he had many students. So he is actually considered the god of study. So in the Yuan, Ming, Qing dynasties, the last 3 dynasties, many students who wanted to pass the palace examination, the palace examination will come here to pray in front of the statue of Confucius. And in this small temple, there were altogether 198 stone tablets. It carries the name of Jin Shi. The students who passed the palace examination got the Jin Shi scholarship during the Yuan Mingqing dynasty. We are waiting for the train heading to Xi'an. This is a very good train, as we say. It takes about 13 hours to get to that city, because Xi'an is over 1,000 kilometers away from the capital city. We really had a good time in Beijing. I'm sure I'm going to have a very good time in Xi'an too, since Xi'an is a very beautiful city, and Xi'an is also a very old city in China. So we got to see many historical sites here, and we're going to have fun.